what's up? My name is Daniela and welcome to a new video. So as you can see, today I'm doing something a little bit different. We're on my Goodreads page and today I'm going to be decluttering my Goodreads TBR. So recently I've done a huge overhaul of my Goodreads because I have been using it since 2010 and it was a mess, and basically I deleted everything that happened before 2016 because I don't want to use it as a database of everything I've ever read. That is impossible, and the rating that was recorded wasn't accurate, and I realized that I mainly want to use Goodreads as tracking my current reading and also mainly to store all of the books I want to read. Because I'm using Goodreads a lot, the TBR, well, should I say TBRs, are getting a little bit overwhelming. So today I'm going to go through my TBRs and just declutter. So it's probably going to take a while, so grab your drink, grab your snack, and hang out with me while I clean my TBR. So as I have mentioned, I have several TBRs on Goodreads. So as you can see, these are my exclusive shelves. So this is Want to Read, which is the default Goodreads shelf for the books you mark as you want to read them. And then I also have To Read long list shelf, where I store all the books that aren't on my immediate or main TBR that I just want to read one day. So let's go to my main Want to Read shelf first. As you can see, there is 377 books. Okay, so let's sort this page according to date added, and it's going to go way back. Yeah, you can see that this book I added in February 2010, so it has been a long time, and indeed I still want to read Sense and Sensibility and all of the other Jane Austen books I haven't read. Also, I wanted to mention that I would of course appreciate your input, so if you see a book that you have some feelings about, whether or not you loved it, hate it, whatever, and whether or not I'm getting rid of it on this shelf or not, please let me know in the comments. Alright, so all of the Jane Austen books are definitely staying. I need to get around to finally reading the rest of them. I've only read Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion. Is that right? Yeah, probably. Then we have Fates and Furies, which I don't remember what it is. Okay, so apparently this is a literary fiction and a few people I follow loved it, but a lot of people also said that it is really boring and then the characters are unlikable, etc. And yeah, the rating is not that great either. For now, I'm going to put it in the to read long list, aka dumpster. It definitely doesn't belong on my main TBR at the moment because I'm not especially excited to read it and I don't even remember why I added it to the list, so yeah. Then we have Nobody Wants to Read Your Shit, why that is and what you can do about it. So this is a personal development or creativity book, I guess, and it has a really good rating. I'm still interested, let's keep it. The Highly Sensitive Person, How to Thrive When the World Overwhelms You. So this is a book I own. It's still something I'm really interested in, so yeah, I'm definitely going to read it. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I read her other book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, and it was okay, so I think I'm going to read this one as well. Then we have Paper Towns by John Green, and I'm torn about this because I love some John Green's books, especially Turtles All the Way Down, but I don't know if his older books are for me. I really disliked An Abundance of Catherines. So in general, I'm not that interested in older YA. And also, a lot of the books I'm saving here are books that I would otherwise forget about. And it's not like I'm going to forget that John Green and his books exist. So I think I'm just going to delete this. Actually, let's use some of the more advanced setting of Goodreads and use batch edit because it takes a long time every time you delete something and it jumps at the beginning again. So yeah. that you can check things like this and then do whatever you want to do with them at once. So it's really handy. Okay, so The Night Circus definitely on my TBR, Milk and Honey on my April TBR, Cinder, I own this, I really want to read it. The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. Yes, I've read Rising Strong by Brené Brown and I adored it. So I definitely want to read her other books. Dear Isabella, that's a feminist classic. Station 11. I own this book, but I don't know when I'm going to read it, but it's on my own TBR, and I got it before 2020, which means that technically I have to read it this year, otherwise I have to unhaul it according to my reading goals. So I really don't know what to do with this one. Like, should I just go for it and read it right now, or like, I don't know if I will feel like reading it this year. In case you don't know, it's an dystopian post-apocalyptic book, and I think there are some virus as well. So yeah, not that great right now. Then we have More Than This by Patrick Ness. So I really liked The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, but then I really disliked Knife of Never Letting Go. So I think his books are going to be a hit or miss for me. And also, again, I'm not going to forget that he exists. But I think that in this case, I'm just going to put it in the long list for now, and we will deal with that later, probably on a different day, we'll see. Then we have They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, so I'm not that excited about this as I used to be, but it's still something I would like to get to someday. So yeah, let's leave it here. Tragic Kind of Wonderful, I don't remember what that is. So apparently it's a young adult book about mental health. It deals with bipolar, so I'm interested in reading that. Also, while I'm going through these books, I'm going to just check certain shelves. So when I want to read certain things, I can go here and, pick the genres or whatever I want to read instead of just this being a huge pile without any rhyme or reason. So yeah, I'm just going to check audience, young adult, diverse because of a disability or mental health, and it's a contemporary. Okay, so then we have Warcross, so that's young adult sci-fi, right? This was really hyped a few years ago when it came out, but now people don't talk about it anymore. But I'm still kind of interested in it, so yeah. Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. So I was interested in this because it's about an office romance and about email communication, which is something I really like to see in books. But I don't know, I'm not sure. Emily rated it 1 star. Well, but Gabby rated it 5 star. Yeah, it's like this every time. Like, a lot of the books are so polarizing. The problem with slightly older contemporaries is that they are becoming outdated really quickly. And I don't even mean in the technology sense, because that's kind of cute to read sometimes, but more like in the problematic or being up to date on current issues and diversity, all of that. So I think I'm probably better off reading some more recent contemporaries on this topic, although I really didn't like The Hating Game, but oh well. So you know what, let's just mark it to delete. Then we have Eliza and Her Monsters. I definitely want to read that. The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. So the thing is that I'm not really that interested in it, and to be honest, I'm mostly interested in the series because there's Eyre in the second book, but I don't even know if it is worth it. So if you know, please let me know. But I think I'm going to put this in the to read long list shelf. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. So a lot of people still say that this is one of their favorite books. So I think I'm going to keep it. The Secret History. Yeah. So I was really interested in this one, but the thing is that I haven't been in the mood to read literary fiction for a very long time. If you don't know, I studied well, linguistics, so I had some literature classes. And basically, yeah, I haven't been in the mood to read literary fiction for years. And Jonathan's books get some mixed reviews, and a lot of people say that it's boring and not worth it. And I don't know, I think I'm just going to delete it from my Goodreads because seeing literary fiction or classics on my TBR that I'm not really that into stresses me out because I guess it reminds me too much of required reading. So yeah, I'm not going to forget that this book exists, and if I ever want to read it, I can, but it doesn't have to like stare accusingly at me from my Goodreads TBR. So yeah, that's going to go. Okay, Six of Crows, definitely very soon. I'm going to read Shadow and Bone series in April. Daughter of Smoke and Bone, yeah, definitely very interested in this one because I loved Stranger Dreamer, and this series, or I don't know, at least the first book, takes place in Prague, so it's like mandatory reading for me, but the kind that I actually want to read. Then we have Not Your Sidekick, which I think it's a graphic novel, and I think in the second book in the series has Ace Webb, and CC from Problems of a Book Nerd speaks very highly of this series. So definitely staying. Then we have Sodo by Robin Sloane. So Robin Sloane is the person who wrote Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore, which, as you can see, I loved it. But I don't know, I haven't heard much about this book, and basically it's about baking bread. And since I was diagnosed with my body hating gluten, I don't feel like reading about like baking bread or even beer because I can't have it anymore, so it's kind of, whatever. You know what, let's put it in the to read long list shelf for now. Jane Unlimited by Kristen Kushore. So again, CC loves this book, and I think it's a Jane Eyre retelling, and it's like really confusing book, multiple timelines or whatever, but I don't know, I'm kind of interested in it still, so yeah. Shadow Me. So this is a young adult dystopian classic. I just bought it on Amazon actually, as an ebook because it was really cheap. So yeah, it's now part of my own TBR. So yeah, dress codes for small towns. So guess why this is on my TBR? Yeah, so Lala loves this, and I think I could love it too because I really like books set in small towns since I am originally from a small town, and I just found it hilarious, usually. Then we have some Leah Moriarty books, so Three Wishes, What Alice Forgot. I definitely want to read everything she has written. The Goldfinch, which obviously is the same story as The Secret History. The Long Walk by Stephen King, basically. So I wanted to read a Stephen King book for like a decade, and I finally read one of his books last year, and it was The Institute. And since then, I'm not that interested in reading his other books. I mean, I just wanted to try him, and I have, and this one was the one I was most interested in. But my library doesn't have it, and I even started listening to the audiobook at one point, but I don't know, I didn't feel like committing to it, so I think I'm just going to delete it. Then we have Jane Steele, which is a Jane Eyre retelling, and I definitely want to read Jane Eyre retellings, but first I want to reread Jane Eyre because I don't remember it that much, but yeah, I want to keep it here. This Mortal Coil, I'm intrigued by it, but isn't it about a virus as well? Yeah, it is. Fudge. Yeah, it's about a virus. You know what, let's put it in the to read long list. Then we have Her Body and Other Parties, which is a book that a lot of people speak highly about, but I'm not sure about it. I think it's a lot about like sex and violence on women. Let's put it on this file for now. Don't Call Me Crazy is an anthology about mental health, I haven't heard anyone talking about this, but it has really good rating, and yeah. I'm not big on anthologies. It's just not something, it's not a format I enjoy that much, but granted, I haven't read that many of them, so yeah, I think I'm going to keep this here. Quiet Girl in a Noisy World. So this is a book about being an introvert. Yeah, sure. Another Leonard Morante books, The Diviners, definitely. Introvert power, why your inner life is your hidden strength. Another book about introversion, so sure. Meet Cute, so this is like another anthology of short stories. If I ever read an anthology, this could be the type I would enjoy, so yeah. Anything you do say. So yeah, this is a thriller that sounds really interesting. It's about a woman who is like almost assaulted on the street, and like she hits the man or something, and he is injured, and then it's about like two possible outcomes. One, she stays and reports it and everything, and the second one, she just walks away, and it sounds amazing. And yeah, I've heard people raving about it. So let's mark it as mystery crime thriller. Billy and Meat. So this is a contemporary about like a famous person and a normal person, I think. It sounds good. Originals, How Nonconformists Move the World. So this is a nonfiction book about what the title says. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Emergency Contact. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about this, but it's a book set in college, and recently Jiva from Books and Daydreams read it and really liked it. So yeah, I'm interested. How to be a normal person. So this is a book with Ace Rep. So as you can see, I have a specific shelf for Ace Rep. So I'm always like, why the hell did I add this to my TBR? Like, what even is this? And then I see that it has Ace Rep, so yeah, that's why. Leah on the Overbeat. Well, so I loved Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, and I also really liked The Upside of Unrequited. But, the consensus on this, I feel, is that it's not really good. Apparently, the bisexual rep isn't that great, and also, I didn't like Leah, like in the first book, at all. So I think I'm just going to delete this. How to Manage Your Home Without Losing Your Mind. So I randomly read a book by this author on NetGalley, I think. And it was about decluttering, and I really liked it because I thought that her method was quite original and actionable. So this is her other book, and yeah, I would like to read it. Then we have Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I definitely want to read everything by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I haven't read any of her older books yet. I have read, obviously, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. But yeah, I definitely want to read her whole backlist. Selfish, Shallow, and Self-Absorbed. 16 writers on the decision not to have kids. So yeah, this sounds great. I don't see myself having kids anytime soon or ever. So yeah, this sounds like a really interesting topic. Then we have An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Han Green. So this is on my high priority TBR, which also I have as a shelf. And I own it, so I definitely want to read it. But also when I was thinking about what to read right now, I thought like, oh my god, this is about some statues that start to appear in different places in the world. And it's about how the government reacts to it. And like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the current situation, like something spreading around the world. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, it would be okay, but I definitely want to read it. Then we have Bridge of Clay by Markus Zusak. So, like, nobody talks about this. And I really liked the book Thief, but it's not like one of my favorite books. I don't think I will ever reread it or anything. So, and this book is huge. I saw it at the library and I was like unwilling to even carry it with me. So, I don't know. Let's put it in the to read long list for now. The Sleep Solution, Why Your Sleep is Broken and How to Fix It. So non-fiction book about sleep, and since my sleep is pretty broken, I would like to read this. I currently have Why We Sleep, borrowed from the library. So yeah, this is another book I might get to. Love and Luck by Gina Evans Welch. So this is the companion novel for Love and Gelato, which I absolutely adored. So yeah, I definitely want to read the companion novels. The third one is coming out this year, I think. Then we have Normal People. Yes, I own this. I want to read this. Will Grayson by John Green. So similar story as Paper Towns. I don't know. Let's just delete this, I guess. Then we have Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella. So I really like some Sophie Kinsella books like My Not So Perfect Life and Undomestic Goddess or The Wedding Night were my favorites. But also last year I read two of her books and they were both 3-star reads. It was Confessions of a Shopaholic and the new one, I Owe You One, it's called. And I don't know, I guess right now I'm kind of like fed up with her writing style, I guess. But I still want to read her backlist, so I don't know. I would say I'm going to put it on the long list because there are contemporaries I want to read more that are also, more recent. This is 2003 and 2008, which is like really old. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put it right here. And can you see like how annoying Goodreads is, because I checked the batch edit option and like suddenly it just disappears because like it wasn't loaded before. I don't know. So yeah, I'm just going to delete the books I marked as delete. And then we have one more book by Sophie Kinsella, so also dump it there. Then you have Dumpling. So I think this is about a fat girl, and I think the second book has ace rep. I haven't heard people talking about it recently, but I don't know, I will keep it here. The Hypnotist Love Story, another Leanne Moriarty. Wow, Eleanor and Park. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I'm interested in this anymore, so I first put it here because someone, like a single person, was raving about it. But yeah, since then, A, I'm not interested in it anymore, and B, yeah, I've heard that it's quite problematic, that one of the characters is very racist or whatever. So yeah, let's just delete this. Then we have another Rainbow Rowell book, which is Landline. So this is like adult contemporary, but I don't think I'm just interested in it anymore, so we'll delete. Then we have A Gathering of Shadows, which is book 2 in the Shades of Magic trilogy. So I read the first book, I quite enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I really love V. Schwab's writing, and the world building with the different Londons and stuff was cool, but I just don't get attached to her characters, and I'm not interested in the plot either. So yeah, I think this is going to go because I've even unhauled the first book, so yeah, probably not for me. The Savage Song, which is the first book in the Monsters of Verity series. I don't even know if I should try other V. Schwab's books, because I read Vicious finally, gave it 3 stars, and the only book I really loved, or like it was 4 stars also, is what is it called? The middle grade book about Scotland, City of Bones. No, not City of Bones, City of Ghosts. Oh my god. So I want to read the sequel to that, and I don't know if I should try her other series. Let's put it in the long list for now. Another Taylor Jenkins Reid books, One True Loves and After I Do, Forever Interrupted, Evidence of the Affair, Sadie by Courtney Summers. So this is universally loved basically, and I am interested in it. I like thrillers. I'm not sure about young adult thrillers, but okay, let's keep it here. Then The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Oh my god. I got this on NetGalley a long time ago, and it still sits there. But yeah, obviously I need to read it because it's a Netgalley book and I still want to read it, but I just can't seem to get myself to read it. Then we have Dry by Neil Shusterman. Oh, so this is a dystopian book about a world where the water is like running out, and I don't know, I really like the, you know, Arc of a Side series, but I'm not sure about his other books, so let's put it in the long list and deal with it later. It's becoming such a dumpster pile, like it's going to be difficult, but okay. The Astonishing Color of After, yes, that's another universally loved young adult book. Beneath the Sugar Sky, book 3 in the Wayward Children series, definitely want to finish the series. The Sun and Her Flowers, another poetry book. Crazy Rich Asians, yeah, this has pretty good reviews, and you know, it sounds fun, hopefully. The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. I don't remember what this is about. So this is a young adult book about a girl whose best friend died. The thing is that I'm usually very hesitant to pick up like a hard-hitting, dark young adult books because these books put you through a lot, and sometimes it is worth it, but sometimes it is not. This sounds like, I don't know, it could be good, but also it's not something I want to read as a priority. So yeah, I'm going to put it to the long list. My Lady Jane and My Plain Jane. So one of these is Jane Eyre Retelling. So again, I need to read or reread Jane Eyre first. Cynthia Hand is one of the authors, and I really like The Afterlife of Holly Chase by her. So yeah, let's keep it here. Like, I have so many Jane Eyre retellings. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. So yeah, I've been wanting to read this for the longest time. And I currently have it out from the library, and obviously I don't have to return it anytime soon because the library is closed. But it's not in my April TBR so far. I could still fit it in. But yeah, I definitely want to read it in the upcoming months. Then we have Renegades by Marissa Meyer. So yeah, I have this book on here mainly because Emma Books raves about it constantly. And it's about superheroes, young adult, sci-fi or something like that. It's even in my hybrids DBR. Well, yeah, I guess I want to read it. Why I'm no longer talking to white people about race. Another nonfiction book that sounds really great. People are pretty much raving about it. The Miseducation of Cameron Post. So I think this is queer contemporary, and I just got it on ebook, so yay. Never Will Wake by Marissa Pessl. So I really want to read something by Marissa Pessl, but her other book, The Night Film, I'm not that interested in, and this sounds like more something I could enjoy. I think it's about like people who get stranded somewhere and then like they keep repeating the same day or something like that. Crucial Conversations. So if you watch Read with Cindy, you probably recognize this book. Cindy really liked it, but I can say that it feels really relevant for me right now. I don't know. I will put it in the long list for now. Show Your Work, 10 Ways to Share Your Creativity and Get Discovered. So I think I heard Ariel Bissett talk about this book, and it has a really good rating, so okay, let's leave it here for now. A Very Large Expanse of Sea, yeah, it's a diverse young adult contemporary. Then we have Brother Girl by Penelope Douglas. So I've been getting more and more into adult romances lately. But yeah, I know that this author is like big author in the romance world. So let's keep it here. The Darkest Minds is like some older fantasy, I think. Can't say I'm especially excited to read it. Let's move it to the long list. The Girl Who Drank the Moon, yeah, this is a middle grade. That sounds cute. So yeah, I'm going to read it hopefully soon. The List. I have no idea what that is. So apparently this is a middle grade about a world where you are allowed only a certain number of words per day or something. That sounds great, but the reviews are really like saying that it's really mediocre, and I'm not that into middle grade. Basically, I want to read only the really great middle grade like Nevermore, I love that, or like diverse, middle grade, or whatever. But yeah, I guess I'm going to delete this for now. The Barefoot Investor. Okay, so this is a nonfiction book about personal finance. The problem with these books is that they are often like US centric. This is Australian book, but I don't know if it is like relevant for me in Europe. But I guess it could be. So I'm going to leave it here. Then I have the 7 principles for making marriage work, which I'm not sure why this is here because I'm not married, but I guess that someone recommended it and said that, you know, it's also for people who are in a relationship or whatever. But I don't know. I can't say I am interested in it anymore. Then we have The Proposal, which is the book 2 and The Wedding Date series, I guess. So I really like The Wedding Date. I want to read the sequels, or I don't know if it's probably like companion novels because it follows different characters, I think. Okay, everyone's an alien when you're an alien too. Okay, so this is supposed to be a really cute, like middle grade or young adult. The only thing I'm worried about is that, like, as you can see, it's like on purpose, like misspelled stuff. And it could probably confuse me a lot. Oh, it's a graphic novel, yeah. So it's short, I think I'm going to keep it. So You've Been Publicly Shamed. Yeah, I definitely want to read it because it's about like canceling culture and social media, stuff like that. And Ariel was just talking about it in her recent videos. So yeah, definitely want to read that. Piecing Me Together. What is that? Okay, so this is young adult contemporary about like race, prejudice, stuff like that. So yeah, that sounds great. I wish you all the best. So I think this is about a non-binary kid. It's supposed to be really hard-hitting because like I think they are kicked out when they come out. But yeah, diverse young adult, count me in. Summerboard Blue is a book that has ACE and it has good reviews, so definitely. And Unkindness of Magicians. So this is a book I heard Murphy Napier rave about, and yeah, it sounds great. I think it has a competition or something, which is something I really like to see in books. But at the same time, I think it's fantasy, like urban fantasy, which isn't one of my top genres. But okay, let's leave it here. Then we have Pourbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. So I started reading Miss Bond series. I finally read The Final Empire, and I definitely want to read like the whole Miss Bond series and his other works. The question is when I will get to them. But okay, let's leave it here. Into Thin Air, a personal account of the Mount Everest disaster. This is a book that people rave about, but I can't say I'm that interested, so let's move it to the long list. The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. I have no idea what that is. So apparently this is a book about books, which, yeah, I'm intrigued, and the people I follow have rated it pretty high, so okay. On the come up, yeah, I still haven't read this, and I definitely want to because I loved The Hate You Give. In An Absent Dream, another Wayward Children book. Then we have Catcher by Kaylin Nicholson. So if you don't know, Kaylin Nicholson is a YouTuber. I really love her. I'm not sure if her book is good. I haven't heard anyone talking about it. I want to support her, so yeah, hopefully I will give this a try. Then we have Black Enough, Stories of Being Young and Black in America. So this is another anthology, I think. I really didn't like Pride by Ibiza Boy, but like this is something completely different. So yeah, it's short story collection. Yeah, I could read that. The Perfect Assassin. So like I'm not that into assassins whatsoever, but yeah, it is ACE so that's why it's here. I don't know if I'm going to read it though, because like the problem with ACE is that you still don't see it very often in books, like more than like one line. And I don't especially want to read like books that I know I probably wouldn't enjoy just because there are going to be like however many mentions of someone being ace. So I don't really prefer reading contemporaries about ace rep because like the rep is usually the main thing that is pulling me towards the book, and like nothing about this book other than the rep speaks to me. So but I want to like have it recorded and maybe try someday. So yeah, let's put it in the long list. The Summer of Jordi Perez. Yeah, this is a young adult contemporary, I think, and it has pretty good reviews. Let's leave it here. A Short History of Nearly Everything. This is a non-fiction book by Bill Bryson. Yeah. Darius the Great is not okay. I don't remember much about this. I think it's diverse. Yeah, it's supposed to be LGBTQ plus. Mental health as well. Okay. Young adult contemporaries are not something that I would want to read like completely random books, just like I would in adult contemporary genre, for example. But if we're talking about diverse books, that's definitely something that speaks in its favor. So yeah, I might give this a try. Then we have Anger is a Gift, and apparently this is like very hard hitting. I think it's like about police brutality, I think. And yeah, I don't know. Let's keep it here for now. I feel like I'm not decluttering enough, but oh well. Then we have I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. So I really liked Radio Silence. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't quite 5 stars, and I adored the first volume of Heartstopper. So yeah, her other books are definitely on my radar. I think I'm going to keep it. Becoming, definitely. Bear Town, yeah, this is difficult because I really liked the 2 books by Frederick Beckman I read Rhythmery Was Here and a man called Eyre, but this is about like somebody being raped and a small town reacting to it, and I just feel like it's going to be so hard hitting and hard to read. So I don't know. But you know, I'm interested in it. Then we have another Brandon Sanderson book. Okay, sure. Wing Jones. What is that? Oh, I think I remember. I heard Jiva talking about this. I hope I'm right. And it has really good reviews. It's a young adult contemporary. So okay, let's keep it. High Performance Habits. How Extraordinary People Become That Way. Wow. I don't remember adding this, but it's a non-fiction about productivity and it has really good ratings, so let's keep it. All Marketers Are Liars. The Power of Telling Authentic Stories in a Low-Trust World by Seth Godin. Yeah, I know of that author. I haven't read anything by him, but yeah, I'm interested in this, like, marketing, lies, manipulation, stuff like that. I read Everybody Lies by another author, and that was really interesting. So yeah, let's keep it. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Yeah, I've heard him talk about his books on a podcast, and yeah, they sound interesting. They have good reviews. Let's keep it. One Small Step Can Change Your Life, the Kaizen Way. I'm not sure why or like how I did this here, but it's about productivity, it has good ratings, it's good enough to stay. Like She Told by Kate Hallahan. So apparently this is a thriller that I added because somebody was talking highly about it. I don't remember what it is. It sounds good, let's keep it. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. So this is definitely one of the Brandon Sanderson's books I think I could get to pretty soon because it's something else than his fantasy books. This is young adult sci-fi and people have been raving about it. I definitely want to read it. The Neighbor by Fiona Cummings. So I think that's another thriller. You know what, with thrillers, I don't have that many on here, and I'm just going to trust myself that I added it for a good reason because I don't usually remember specific thrillers that I add because like they sound way too similar and the names are the same and I don't know. So yeah, let's just keep it here because I don't have that many in here anyway. Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Yeah, definitely a contemporary I'm interested in. The Brightest, which is the book 2, and the Kiss Quotient series, which I really like the first book, so yeah, for sure. The Poet X, yeah. I think this is like a poetry or a novel in a poetry format. Yeah, sure. Letters to the Lost. I don't remember what it is, but it's by Bridget Kemmerer, and I recently read Across so Dark and Lonely and loved it. This is a contemporary. Well, I don't know. I'm going to put it in the long list for now. Summer of Salt. So this is a book people rave about, and I think it's queer. So yeah, it's staying. Then we have Wait for You by J. Lynn. Is that like an adult contemporary? Yeah, it's a new adult contemporary. I think this author is also pretty big in the romance world. I could be wrong. But yeah, I want to get more into the genre, as I said, so sure. Why We Sleep, yeah, I talked about that. Retelling by Christine Couture. So this is a fantasy book that it's pretty old, but Hannah from A Clockwork Reader really raised about this. So it's one of the series that are on my radar. So yeah, let's keep it. The Last Magician is exactly the same story. You can see that I obviously like watched the videos and watched a certain video and added this at the same time. Then we have The Lies of Locke Lamora, definitely on my physical TBR. Brief Answers to the Big Questions by Stephen Hawking, sure. Enchante, I don't know how this is pronounced exactly. And like this is like a historical fantasy or something like that. I added it when it was about to come out, and yeah, I'm not that into historical fiction. The combination of history and fantasy, I don't know. Let's delete it. With the Fire on High, I really want to read this. It's, again, a diverse contemporary about a girl who wants to become a chef. Sounds great. Then we have some thrillers that I like randomly grabbed in Czech during a sale thing in a bookstore in here. So they are currently at my parents' house, and I can't say I'm especially interested in them, so I'm going to delete this one. But I think my mom recommended this one to me, so let's keep it here. I read one other book by Heron and liked it. The last one, this, I didn't think anything about it, but then Victoria from What Victoria Read raved about it, so I'm going to keep it here as well. In conclusion, Don't Worry About It by Lauren Graham. So if you don't know, Lauren Graham is Lorelai from Gilmore Girls, which is my favorite TV show of all times. And yeah, I read her book, what is it called? Talking as Fast as I Can. Is that what it is called? Yeah, I think it is. But this is like her speech, I think, to graduates or something like that. Yeah, sure, I'm going to read it. Someday maybe. Lauren Graham. Okay, another book by her. I'm not sure I'm that interested in this one, so let's keep it in the long list for now. Feminists Don't Wear Pink and Other Lies. Yeah, I'm interested. Nice try, Jane Sinner. I feel like I've heard something about it lately. Okay, so apparently it's about a girl who has been expelled from her high school, and apparently it's really funny. And yeah, the reviews are good, so let's keep it. Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of less. So this is like a book about minimalism, so yeah, it sounds great. Stuff I've been feeling lately. So this is a poetry book that has been recommended to me, and it's currently sitting at my parents' house. So yeah, but hopefully I could get it very soon, like in a week, so fingers crossed. The Year of the Introvert. Yeah, definitely another introvert book. The Song of Achilles. Okay, so this is like so loved on BookTube, but the thing is that I'm not really that much into mythology, and I don't even know that much about it. But like, people say it's amazing, but it really don't interest me. I don't know. Let's delete it for now. And like, people keep talking about it, so I'm not going to forget it exists. Heron by Mindy Mcginnis. Okay, this is a really good rating, and I think it's like a hard-hitting contemporary. I really want to read The Female of the Species by Mindy Mcginnis. I'm not sure about this book, but okay, let's keep it. The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody. So another book by Jessica Brody. I think this is like... Oh no. No! Yeah, I clicked directly on it instead of opening it in a new tab, so like the progress I made with the batch edits and checking stuff was lost. So I just went through the last bit and deleted the last few books. But yeah, The Geography of Lost Things is like a random young adult contemporary. It's by Jessica Brody, but I'm going to put it in the long list because I'm less interested in this one than in her other book. And yeah, I think I'm going to end this here. I've gone through like about a half of this shelf, so I don't think I've decluttered that much because we started with 377 and currently there's 344. And like a lot of these that I decluttered are currently in the to read long list shelf. And the thing is that I often declutter in waves, so like when I first go through something, I might not declutter that much, and then I come back to it and I go through it again and I become more ruthless, and I really like that stage. But yeah, right now I feel like I haven't got rid of that much, but I definitely got rid of something, and these were the things that were like bugging me when I looked at them in the list. So yeah, some progress was made. We will continue next time. I hope I will be able to film it as well. But yeah, for now, 33 books were removed from this shelf, which is not that bad. There is still a lot, but it's not that bad. I think the second part of this is going to be harder than this part because these were books I have added a long time ago, and the second part will be about books that I added more recently, so I often remember more about them. But yeah, we'll see. Let me know your thoughts on the books mentioned. Do you have any strong emotions? Do you think I'm making some mistake? Let me know. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video, if this is something you want to see more of. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a like if you liked it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. You can also follow me on my social media, etc. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye!